good whatever time of the day it is. I got my bed head going on, I got my toast cooking, had some Vegemite, had some cordial. Yeah, that's it. I record like a madman today, so the girls are out, they got appointments and things like that, doctors and so I gave them a flip. I said, look, I ain't leaving the house today, I have nothing recorded, I have to record. Please vlog for me. So today will be a mum and sis vlog, I think. So hopefully they actually record a lot and not just say they record and then they come home and they record something quickly in like the bathroom to make up for it. So yeah, enjoy!
Okay, we're here again. We're back at the hospital to see my OBGYN because they've spent the last week gathering all my documents and everything to try and prove my due date wrong and prove themselves right. So, you know how like you just, you argue with someone or whatever about something and they just don't get it and they're not gonna back down, so then every time you have to see them you just get that sicky feeling, like it's just like, oh god, like it's just dread. Like I've just been dreading today for the last week. Like as soon as they told me, oh, well, they want to see you next Monday, I've been dreading it all week, and now that I'm actually here, like I've got that sick feeling in my stomach, like when you go over a hill really fast in a car or whatever. So I'm just not friggin' looking forward to this shit. So, hopefully, it goes well. Mum, show them my belly. If they reckon that I'm 33 weeks. Yeah. Okay, Mum, settle down. Bloody hell. Yeah, so if they reckon that's 33 weeks, because they're trying to tell me I'm 33 weeks right now, rather than 36 and a half. So, they're smoking some heavy crack, if that's the point, if that's the case. Yeah, wish me luck. So, my appointment was at 3:10. It's now 3:55 and I'm still sitting in the waiting room waiting, and there's no one else waiting because the two women who came in 20 minutes after me are being seen. So obviously their appointments were after mine, but they're up the list even though I'm heavily pregnant and they're not.
Oh my god, Sis is just I just called them to check to see where they were because they're supposed to be home like an hour ago. Because she went to the doctors. You remember the rant she did last week about how incompetent the staff there were, because the first ultrasound she ever had, they undermeasured the kid, and so thereafter even though measurements have been fluctuating, they've always gone by that first measurement as to when she was due. So they're saying that she's not due for another 6 weeks nearly, and she goes, no, I'm due in 3 weeks. Anyway, you saw the rant. She just went back there to the same people again. She got a really good doctor for once, sort of like a head honcho doctor. He measured, he did the proper measurement of what you're supposed to do when Anus said, I'm this amount pregnant, they're saying I'm this amount pregnant, can you please just measure? And the doctor spun out because the measurements came back according to a 38, 39 week pregnancy, which is what Anus has been saying all along, that she's 3 weeks further along than the hospital has been saying all this time. So he said, oh shit, you're pretty much about to give birth, let's book you in for an ultrasound ASAP. And then they went to the nurses station to update the records, and the nurses refused to admit their mistake and change the date on my sister's records, that they were wrong and that she really was 3 weeks further along than what they said. So yeah, my sister could give birth any day. Ticking time bomb. Niece is on the way. The little Babina.
Okay, so it took them an hour to see me, right? And I said to Mum, I'm like, oh my god, I hope I don't get that bitch one there, because there was 2 residents on. I'm like, I hope I don't get that bitch one there, because she's the one who pretty much called me fat the first time I had my doctor's appointment. And then there was this other little Asian guy who looked younger than I am.
15.
Yeah, he looked about 15 years old. And I'm like, oh my God, please don't give me him because he's not going to know what the hell he's doing. So anyway, I waited an hour exactly for my appointment, and he called me in, and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry that you've had to wait. He's like, but every person that I've had has been really complicated today, so I hope that you're straightforward. And Mum and I both looked at each other and started laughing, and we're like, well, no, we're not. And in a way, I was sort of glad, because I'm like, okay, I can walk all over this guy if need be. Whew, God, it's hot. So anyway, he asked me what the problem was and everything, and he asked me how far along I am, and Mum and I both said 36 weeks and 3 days. And he looked at us and we're like, it's gonna say on there that I'm 33 weeks, but I'm 36 and a half weeks. And he's like, okay, tell me what's happened. And I'm like, the first ultrasound that I had was undermeasured, and then every following ultrasound they did after that, they purposely undermeasured it to get the same due date as the first one. I'm like, so I've done my, sorry Mum, I gotta rest my arm on you. I've done my calculations and everything of my menstrual cycle and of like when I've had sex, and it all adds up to the fact that I'm about 36 to 37 weeks. So he's like, look, he goes, I'm sorry that you've had to go through that, it sucks, blah, blah, blah. He's like, and I think that you would know your own body. And I'm like, thank you. And he's like, look, he goes, I don't have the authority to change that because I'm just a resident. He goes, I need the department head to change it for me. He goes, but we'll do all your blood pressure and your measurements and everything first. So he did my blood pressure and it was a little bit high. So he came back and did it again and it was perfect. He did, and then he did my fundal height. Now, for those of you who haven't been pregnant or don't know anyone who's been pregnant, or guys or whatever, a fundal height is they take a tape measure over your stomach from the top of your, I think you'd just call it your womb, wouldn't you? Yeah. Like the top of your womb to the bottom of your womb, because they can feel where the actual sac is. And they measure it in centimeters, and your centimeters are meant to roughly measure up with how many weeks you are. And the look on his face, he almost shit himself because I was measuring at 42 centimeters, which would make me 42 weeks. So they give or take 2 centimeters, right? But even after measuring it a couple of times, the lowest one that he was getting was 41. So he said, I'm gonna have to book you in for an ultrasound like ASAP, because he goes, especially if you've never had regular periods, he's like, you may be further along than even you think you are. He's like, so you may be 38, 39 weeks. He's like, so I want to book you in, blah, 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 to get an ultrasound. So I got an ultrasound on Monday to check the growth and everything of the baby. And yeah, so bottom line, I could pretty much be 39 weeks, which would make sense because that is one big ass valley. And yeah, holy shit. So got to see what happens on Monday. And then they went out and the bitch department head wouldn't change it. She said that she wanted proof of ultrasounds and all this shit, which defeats the purpose because the ultrasounds are wrong. And it's the chick that I stood up last time and said, unless he's stayed in there for 4 weeks or whatever, then yeah, so she just has it out for me. And yeah, so he said to her, well, don't book her in with a resident, book her in with the boss, which is an OBGYN, and yeah, they can go off the new measurements because there's no way that she's only 33 weeks. So long ass story, just as long because I just told the whole thing. Yeah, could be giving birth tomorrow. Woo!
Freaking got hot this afternoon. I had to open the freaking door, turn the fan on. Apparently it's going to be 30 degrees in a couple of days' time. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but I'm talking 30 degrees Celsius. And we're only in July, August, September, October. We're only in almost third month of spring, so I dare say that would be a sign of hot summer to come. So yeah, for those who don't know, I hate the super hot weather. Give me cold any day. That's why I wanted to go to the snow this year. Because, yeah, I figured I like the cold so much, might as well do the whole extreme thing, but yeah. So yeah, good thing we've got a big ass air conditioner on this house. I mean, not that we're going to be here much longer, but for the days that it is hot, where is it? Oh yeah, big ass air conditioner. There's like vents in every single room. So yeah, mix that in with the fans in bedrooms and stuff. Well, that sounds right. It should be quite balmy inside, quite refreshing, quite cool on the bobbles. How weird is this? Just went and got a paddle pop. For those who don't know, paddle pop is like just icy poles. Ice, I don't know what you call them over there. Yeah, but lemonade, look. You ever seen them that size before? They're usually just flat and like a brick shape. Now it's more like just this, yeah, chocolate bar shape. And they've got these little divots on the side so you can break them with your teeth and take off like a little notch each time. That's pretty cool. Lemonade-y. Very nice, very